Hi guys, Chef Payne and I are in the lab today. We are working on brioche. So brioche is a 2-day process. We mix the dough one day. We let it chill thoroughly overnight in the cooler, and then we're gonna make it up tomorrow. Brioche is probably the quintessential viennoiserie non-laminated product. That's a mouthful. I couldn't say that again. Quintessential means it's the best example for non-laminated viennoiserie. So you probably remember from last week's lesson that viennoiserie products are highly enriched products. They're typically laminated, but not always, like this one. They're served, originally they were prepared for breakfast or afternoon teas, but now, you know, people eat croissants all day long. They make sandwiches out of them. You know, all of those laminated doughs are fabulous and can be eaten anytime. But brioche really is one of my favorite doughs. It has sometimes 100% fat to the total weight of the flour, like puff pastry or croissant. When that occurs, it's called rich man's brioche because butter's expensive, only the rich can afford it. This is not a rich man's brioche, but I love it. If you can imagine, this is about 40%. This is the amount of butter that goes into this dough. So you can understand the enriched part of this definition. I've got a lot of milk, eggs, some sugar, a whole bunch of yeast, and a little salt. Check out the amount of yeast that this formula calls. This is an ideal product for the use of osmotolerant yeast, and we discussed osmotolerant yeast perhaps last week. Anyway, I know that these ingredients look like maybe I would use the modified mixing method to incorporate this fat, but this formula does not call for it. This formula, very much like Stollen, S-T-O-L-L-E-N, a very traditional German Christmas bread, also falls into this category, as does Kugelhof. And Chef Payne and I were just talking about the products that fall into this category, and she was talking about challah, and challah is like an egg bread, so it really doesn't. But that's a great example of when you would use modified straight method because there's not that much fat to incorporate, unlike this Big Daddy. So I'm going to show you how it goes. This is how we're going to load the mixture. I have the hook attachment in, cold milk. We want to keep this cold. We don't want fermentation to occur yet. Cold eggs. I'm going to put the yeast right on top. Load my mixture the same way every single time. You all are going to probably get tired of that, but it's a great way to remember how to put bread together. So that was the sugar. I'm going to drop my flour right on top. This will make about 7 pounds of dough. Chef Payne and I are going to do, tomorrow we'll produce all sorts of different products with it. The most commonly recognized brioche product is called Brioche Octet, and we will make those, and then we'll make some other wonderful things. We'll make some loaves and perhaps tarts with pastry cream. But I've got to talk Chef Payne into making some pastry cream with me. All right, so this dough is relatively tight before we add the butter. So you'll see that it's kind of struggling to pick up the flour, but I don't want to turn it up any higher or rush it. So we will most likely film this demo in some stages so you don't have to sit through the filming of this dough just mixing. So as soon as it comes together, I want you to just see how tight it is. Then we got to develop a little gluten window before we add all this fat. So this may take a moment. It is not uncommon that a little lemon zest is added to brioche, so if you wanted to do that, you could as well. I like to sprinkle on the top of some of my tarts and octets big pearl sugar. Really is pretty. We'll use some of that tomorrow. There's a Swedish pearl and a Belgian pearl sugar. One is just these massive hunks of sugar that are just delicious, and you can kind of hold them in your mouth and they dissolve after a period of time. So here I'm getting pretty picked up here and getting really tight, and this mixer wants to struggle a little bit. I am not going to add any I'm not going to add any moisture to help it out. It simply needs to pull together on its own. So we will be back in a couple of minutes once this is developed, and then we'll start adding the fat. Okay, so we've gotten this mixed up and combined, and we're starting to see some development. So just some smoothness. So we're gonna start putting some butter in this, and we're gonna add it in 3 additions. And all of the structure that we've built up at this point is going to be torn apart by this butter, because fats are shorteners, right? It's really doing a number on this mixer, but once it gets a little fat in there, now it's going to tear this dough apart, and it's going to smear all over the bowl, and we're going to let it slowly come back together. But I want you to see just how it just tears any gluten strands apart. I'm a little leery of taking my hand off of this bowl. So this is poor man's brioche, but it's my favorite formula. It's really, really good. And when you work with it, it's like you're working with butter, because your hands just are coated with fat. But it's a beautiful dough, and I think you all will enjoy it. We will be back as soon as this starts to come together, but I think Chef Payne's gotten a good shot of what it's doing inside this bowl. See how it's just tearing all of it apart into bits? Anything that was held together is torn apart. So it's gonna continue to do that, and we're gonna work this dough until it comes back to a smooth, beautiful product. We'll be back. So we're back, and this dough has come together beautifully. I'm going to, do you remember what it looked like when it was just all breaking up and a shaggy mess? Well, the miracle of brioche. Oh, this dough is just amazing. Feels great. And I'm just gonna.
Oh, it smells.
I know,
crazy.
I know it. So I'm just gonna bring it together. This guy's gonna rest overnight, so we'll cover him to rest him. You can see the fat being released to the table. Just wanna get him in one nice, beautiful, round portion of dough with a nice skin of gluten. This fat is still breaking him up. So I'm gonna knead this for just a little bit. We're gonna cover it up. I'll just press it down, wrap it in film wrap, and we'll let it retard overnight. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Okay, so today we have a very exciting day for you. We have a special guest star. This is my son, Jacob.
Hello.
Hi, Jake. We have Chef Katie Payne.
Hi, everybody.
It's also Mother's Day weekend, so Jake's in for the weekend, and we thought we'd bring him into this video. Today we're gonna work on brioche dough. This week we're talking about viennoiserie, right? Katie knows
Say it with
Chef.
Viennoiserie.
Viennoiserie.
Yeah.
So viennoiserie, this is a category of breads from Vienna, and they are highly enriched. You're silly. They're highly enriched doughs, typically laminated, but not always. This brioche dough is the quintessential, Jacob, you're smart.
Big word.
Quintessential means
It means 15.
it means sort of like the example of non-laminated viennoiserie products. So we're gonna mix up we're gonna shape a whole bunch of these products. Jake's gonna help us. He's really great in the kitchen. First, I need a little shout out to some friends of mine living in the West Coast that have been watching these videos. So hey Brian, hey Larry.
Hey, Brian and Larry.
Hey Brian, hey Larry.
Brian, Larry.
Brian and Larry.
Brian, Larry. Okay,
What does that
so also, we all have our hats on. We've washed our hands.
Yes.
Chef Payne and I are wearing aprons.
I didn't get the memo.
I want to tell you all that this was my mom's apron. It's Mother's Day weekend. Jake's home. This was my mom's apron she wore every time she was cooking, making mashed potatoes. Okay, so let's get busy. So Chef Payne and I have started a few of the shapes. This is called Brioche Octet. And Octet is head, means Octet in French. This is a nanterre. It's a small nanterre. It's just a staggered, rounded portion of dough. We're gonna make regular loaves. Jake, we're gonna make a little braid.
I love braid.
I know you do, because your hair's so long. Okay, I'm gonna make a large brioche. This is a really typical brioche pan for a larger octet. So this would be like a family size loaf. And we're gonna do some tarts. Chef Payne and I have done things like we've made up some pastry cream today, we've prepped some fruit. So that'll all happen in the next portion of this. You'll be busy somewhere.
Okay, I can come back for that.
Okay, great. All right, so let's start with octets. Jake, would you like to?
Yes.
Chef Payne, would you like to? All right, so you're gonna take a portion of dough. Jake's got one.
I got one.
And what you're gonna do, Jake, we need 1/3 of the portion of dough to be the head and 2/3 the body. So, Jake, I'm gonna just roll like this. If it rolls around, so put some good pressure down on it, Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once you get all your fingers in between, thinking about this is gonna be the body, this is gonna be the head. Okay? So once I can get all my fingers through there, just a little more pressure, Jake. Just don't be afraid of it. Okay?
I'm scared.
Don't be scared, my
Don't be
little
scared.
boy. And then you're gonna find, so now we got the body, boo-boo.
I do a very good job making
You're doing
body.
a great job.
You're doing fine.
Okay, so you're gonna hold it like this in your hand, the head pointing towards you.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you're just gonna flatten the body out.
Okay.
Because what we're trying to do is make a real thin membrane of gluten. This dough is beautiful, and it's like holding butter. You can probably see the fat in my hands. And I'm gonna just press through once I find the center. This is sort of like making a bagel. So once I get it through, I'm gonna put it down on the table, or the bench, Larry. My friend in Boulder likes the term bench. And I'm just gonna shape it nice and even. You got it, Jake. You got it. It's
And then
okay.
I put it on the table.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now pull the.
Pull this little head through the, yeah.
Push it through there.
Yeah,
There you
push
go,
it
Mama.
through. And then it comes over. Great job, Jake. And then you just kind of mold it.
It's like one of these bad boys.
I know.
Look
And
at
then you
that.
put it right there.
Look
Okay?
at
Okay?
You graduated college today, didn't you?
Yeah.
I graduated.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys.
What's your degree in?
Business, marketing, and management.
Nice.
I think is what I graduated. I'm not super sure.
Can
though.
you see the problem here? Are you starting to see an issue? You all know me pretty well. Look at what happened. Okay, so Jake, would you like to do another one?
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay, so I'm going to do the big one while you're doing that one, right?
I'm gonna do that.
And Chef Payne is going to work on the nanterre. You don't even have to re-round them. You just shove them in that pan.
Shove is kind of a harsh word. Shove.
I know. Well,
I think I'm just going to place them gently.
okay. Place them. You're going to have to use some force. Because,
Lovingly, with a little loving force.
right. Oh, Jake, were you with me? Where were we? Were we in Asia where we saw these slug things in the tanks? Or was that Spain?
It's like the mollusks.
Yeah.
It's
It looks like this, doesn't
Oh,
it, Jake?
that was definitely. We were in China. We were
Okay.
definitely in China.
Okay,
It looks
so
just like that.
So,
Gross.
well, anyway, I don't know about gross.
It wasn't gross. They were on.
So, same principle with this huge family loaf. I'm going to flatten out this bottom part, and I'm going to just find a nice thin membrane that I can just break through. I'm going to soften up that gluten, those gluten strands that I have torn through, and I'm going to put this through here, and he's going to go in here. So, this is a typical pan for a brioche octet. We're making do with the small ones with a cupcake pan. Okay? So these will all be proofed and gorgeous.
That was beautiful.
Okay.
Anyway.
Jake,
Yes.
these are going to be tarts. So once they proof up, we're going to dimple the center. We're going to fill them with pastry cream. We made chocolate pastry cream and orange flavored pastry cream.
I love it. I love
I
it.
know.
I'm really excited.
So all you have to do is smush it down, a lot of force. Beautiful, beautiful. And then they just go over here. Nice. Here's another. Yeah, do
They're
it.
easy.
Nice. I know, they're easy. Students like these. You guys are gonna love them. They're delicious. Beautiful,
Nice.
Jakey.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. So the next
Like a
thing
ninja.
we're gonna make, so these are about 2-ounce portions of dough for the Nanterre, for the Octet. These are, for the tarts, these are a little larger. These are 3-ounce portions, right, Chef Payne? She portioned all this and rounded it because she's the best.
I'm the sous chef.
She's not the sous, she's best. So all 3 of us, so Jakey, we're gonna roll these out, extend them a little bit more, and then taper. So you're gonna come down on the bench, and you're gonna just put a little pressure on the bench, so you're gonna get a pointy, okay? Beautiful. Is it rolling okay for you? Doesn't this dough feel great? It is. So viennoiserie doughs are super high in fat, as you all know. Chef Payne and I made a little experiment this morning, and we might add it to this video if it comes out well. Ooh, Jake, it's in the oven. It's proofing in the oven. Turn around and let's show them.
Let's see.
This is called jabassier. So just pull it and lift it off.
Lift the plastic off.
Lift the plastic off.
So this is an enriched dough, and it has. They look gorgeous. They're ready to
smell
bake.
They smell really good.
They have candied orange in them, orange peel, and they have what's the other thing they have in them? Anise, and some of them we put almond paste in. What? I know. What? Okay. All right. So does everybody have a little bit of a tapered strand?
Oh my God.
Thank you, Jake. Little tapered strand.
Okay. Oh, mine's a little short.
They're beautiful.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So, Jake, do you know how to braid hair? I think you do.
I think I do.
Okay. So I like them
Beautiful.
tapered.
Okay.
I like them tapered.
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 Tapered. I like it
Tapered?
tapered.
Okay.
Taper them.
So
Thanks.
always you just start with one of the outside strands and you lift it to and place it on the inside of the 2 that are still on the bench. And I just loosely, don't do it real tight. You want to see some space because they're going to double in size when they ferment, and then they're going to double in size when they bake.
And they bake, yeah.
Okay, so I have this little funny end right here. I'm just going to turn it around, flip him over, and I'm just going to repeat. I like to pinch my little ends like so. Okay. Jakey, you're doing such a good job.
I gotta get this one over.
You're doing it upside down and backwards or something.
Yeah, I'm doing it weird. I don't really know how to braid.
Well, you did a great job. So watch this.
Just
Hold on.
reverse engineer it.
Yeah. Look at that. Okay, so Jake, just
Yeah.
you're gonna go like this because you're doing it under. I did it over.
Okay.
Here, let's go back up here.
Yeah, let's go back over there.
Let's go back here.
I'm doing this for you guys at home.
I
so
know.
You can see.
Awesome. Okay, beautiful. So those are going to go
Gorgeous.
in these little pans also. Plunk, 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 like
Oh,
so.
these are going in there.
And they're just going to be these sweet little loaves. Okay, now we're going to make bread loaves.
The bread loaf.
Yeah, just a plain bread loaves. Okay. Now, Kate, Chef Payne, you know how to make these bread loaves, don't you?
I'm not sure what shape. Is it just a
It's just a
regular
shape.
sandwich loaf?
Yeah.
Just like a three,
Yep.
three-fold?
So, pretty side down, so the rounded side down. So you're going to dimple it.
Dimple
Follow
it.
Chef Payne. I know it might be hard for you to call her Chef Payne because she's like your second mother.
She is my second mother.
Right.
Okay, so from the
That might
edge.
explain a few things too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it.
All right.
So from the top edge, fold over one time, so 1/3 of it.
1/3.
Chop it, chop it, chop it,
Chop, chop, chop,
and
chop,
just
chop.
seal it with the side of your hand. Great, Jake.
Ninja, like a ninja.
Uh-huh. Then fold it again towards you. Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Same thing?
Oh, wait,
Uh-huh.
not-
not all the way.
all
Yep,
the way.
you got it, Jake.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Right. Bring that bottom small lip over the top and use the bench to seal it. Great. Kind of get that sealed real good, Jacoboo.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like that.
See, yeah.
Use
okay.
the bench like that.
Use the bench. Use the bench.
Make sure
Great.
it's all sealed.
Yep. Bring the seam up towards you so you can press it real good. Great.
Okay.
And then you're gonna kind of. It needs to fit into these pans.
Right.
So we're gonna just ooch it like this, real evenly. If you get like a humpy end,
Ooch it.
Ooch it.
You wanna ooch it. You wanna
It's a
ooch it.
technical term.
It's
It's French. It's
that-
sort of
I
a
think
French.
it's-
It's a very
French,
expensive
yeah.
term to use,
Ooch.
so don't
You gotta
use
ooch
it
it.
lightly.
Yeah,
One
you
time,
can't just throw that.
I'm
word
trademarking
around.
it
You can't
right
just,
now.
You can't just throw that
I
word.
had
You
to,
can't
had
just
to
throw
take
it.
some
I know.
medicine like
Okay.
last time. I don't want to talk about
It was getting really itchy.
Yeah.
All right.
That penicillin,
So-
it was as if the mice.
Jakey, you're gonna put yours in seam side down, and then we're gonna find another pan for Chef Payne's. So, this is
Nice.
what we have, people. So we've got, hold on, I just wanna put this side down. Okay, so we have Nanterre, Nanterre. These are just braided loaves. This is just gonna be a pan loaf.
It's like a burrito.
Octet is like a burrito, large octet, and then these are gonna be our tarts. So it's gonna take a couple hours for these to proof up. We'll be back to finish them really soon.
Really soon.
Soon.
See you
Okay.
guys in a little bit.
Okay, so Chef Payne and I are back. We lost Jake. He'll be back though for the final products. So, hi Chef.
How are you?
I'm great. Okay, so it's been an hour and a half, 2 hours. We baked off the other product we talked about, and I want to show you the Jabassier. It's very fancy. It's an enriched dough. It's sort of like brioche.
Yes, very
And it is flavored with an orange blossom water. It just sounds beautiful. It's sprinkled with crystallized orange peel,
Candied
candied orange peel, and anise.
Anise, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we baked them off, and they have this beautiful little shape. These are some finished ones already. We didn't want to bore you with the entire thing, but you just brush them with butter on both sides. So I'm going to do 2. They sort of look like little crowns to me. I'm sure there's a relevance to this shape, but I'll get back to you on that. I've never made these. I've always wanted to, and since Chef Payne and I were working in the kitchen yesterday, and we had all the ingredients studded with
I like that.
candy.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get old, those words are hard to find. All right, Chef, you're gonna dredge that bad boy. And once we get these finished, we're gonna move on to prepping a couple of the brioche products that are ready to go in the oven. Beautiful. So not only is it enriched dough, it's brushed with butter and dredged in sugar. Holy macaroni.
Beautiful. It's delicious.
Beautiful.
Okay, here's our pile of
Uh-huh. Jabassier. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we are gonna move on to brioche. 2 of our brioche products are ready. So you might be able to see if my videographer, my very handsome videographer, can move in. You can see that these are really fluffy and have gotten real big. So have the Octets. But the larger pieces, and I'll kind of come towards you. The loaves are not quite there. There's still some denseness to them. These just kind of spring back. The large family Octet, he's not quite ready either. They're just still, I can feel them. There's just dense. Chef Payne said, when we were talking about whether they were approved or not, she's like, I can feel that they're full of CO2 when they're ready to go. Okay.
Right.
So these will go in a little bit. All we're going to do to these, we'll treat them very similarly to these. We're going to egg wash these. We're going to sprinkle a little sugar on them. So that's all that's going to happen here. So you'll get to see that at final product. Okay. So these are awesome. So Chef, we've got to egg wash all of these first. So let's start with some egg washing. And then we get to garnish them.
What if they're lopsided, Chef? Do we need to do
If they're
anything?
wompy, then they just have a little bit more personality.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on and start egg washing these guys. Are you a good painter?
Me?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I can claim that, no.
Well, whenever I just got that on you. Whenever I have one of these brushes in my hands, I think about painting, and I'm a horrible painter.
Right.
And my husband is not a horrible painter. Greg is very meticulous. So one time I wanted to help him, and I think within 30 seconds he climbed up the ladder and took the paintbrush out of my hand.
Right. You were
Because
like,
there was like paint dripping
Yeah.
all over down my hand.
you were
Yeah.
egg washing.
I was
instead of-
egg washing instead of
painting.
cutting in. You know, as a painter, they say that 90% of the work is prep work, like
Right.
taping off and cutting in really
Sure.
well.
Sure.
So I got fired.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's harsh.
thanks, Greg.
That's harsh, husband.
He's very meticulous. Okay, so we've egg washed these. I have a couple of different size granules of sugars. Look at this. These are Belgian and Swedish sugars. So just look how coarse that is. So you don't have to put these on there because they make beautiful dinner rolls. But if you just want to do a little something pretty, you can do that.
Nice.
Or you leave them alone. I mean, it's a nice dinner roll. If you put sugar on it, it sort of screams, I'm for breakfast or sweeter.
Brunch or something.
Right.
Tea.
So we'll go on, and I'm just going to put a few of them because I think we want to have a couple of those for Mother's
for
Day.
sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So let's go on and throw those in the
Okay.
oven, Chef Payne. Thank you. Beautiful. And then we're going to finish what we have all been waiting for. So these are tarts. The base is, what you looking for, Chef Payne?
Just checking the time.
Okay. Oh, sorry. The base is our brioche dough. We've just sort of flattened them out like pizza, and I've egg washed them. So we're gonna make a little dimple in the center.
Oh, this is fun.
I know, right? So in the center, right, we're going to pipe. Chef Payne made the most beautiful pastry cream. So chocolate pastry cream, orange flavored pastry cream.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna pipe about, what's that, about $50 worth?
A $50.
$50 worth. Do you even know what a $50 worth
Like a
looks like?
50-cent piece?
Yeah. All right. So I've got some regulars over here. We've talked about many options for fillings and flavorings because we love it. We love it. Beautiful, Chef Payne. A really typical topping. Normally, this is my peach tart that we do, but we've got some apricots, and so that's pastry cream. You can bake a pastry cream as long as you cover it with something. So this one's going to have some apricots on it, right?
Nice.
Chef Payne, you had talked about apples and streusel.
Okay,
So I'm gonna put some apples on this one.
We're gonna do apples on chocolate.
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Oh, and definitely apples and apricots. I mean, apples and apricots. Chocolate and apricots. Or apples and apricots. That sounds good too. Okay. I think I'm gonna do you mind?
Not at all.
Okay.
Help yourself.
Okay. We think chocolate goes well with just every daggone thing. Okay. You want to cover up your pastry cream just to sort of protect it from the heat, but you can very successfully bake pastry cream. Sorry, camera person. And I'm going to put.
We need a
What about-
chocolate and coconut.
Go do it. I'm going to put some streusel on the top. I don't know, call me crazy. You want to put some coconut there too? And then I'll do another one of these with some coconut on it. Want to do one with, we love coconut.
Yeah, let's just do another chocolate
Okay.
coconut with streusel. How about that?
Yeah. These are ridiculously delicious. What do we want to do over here? Let's do apple streusel.
A couple more apples. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just fanning the apples out. Chef Payne used her culinary skills because she is fabulous on those apples. Thank you, Chef. You want a little streusel?
Oh, for sure.
Heck yeah. Streusel.
Streusel makes everything better.
Streusel.
It's kind of like corn tortilla.
Yeah, I
Makes
know.
everything better.
Chef likes to wrap anything in a corn tortilla. So, these are our beautiful tarts. We're going to put these in the oven, and we'll be back. See you soon. Okay, so we're back to wrap it up. Everything is out of the oven, and Chef Payne and I have finished the product while Jake was out changing his costume.
We had a little accident.
So, let's just talk about these and look at these quickly. We egg washed the small octet, and we sprinkled a little of these beautiful sugars on them. They're just a large granulated sugar. Jake said to me, "Is that salt?"
I think it would be good with salt. You know, a little savory, a little sweet.
I know, you could absolutely do salt.
Yeah.
So we have our small octet, our family octet. These are your beautiful tarts. Jacob, Chef Payne, you guys are rock stars.
Beautiful.
This is the Nanterre. It's the staggered rounded portion of dough. This is the braid. That might even have been Jacob's.
I don't think so.
Wow.
It would not look
I
that
think
good.
it was.
This is just the pan loaf. And these are the finished Jabassier, not to be confused with, Chef Payne,
Courvoisier.
Courvoisier. Jabassier, we told you, beautiful brioche dough studded with
Candy
crystallized orange, yeah, and anise seed.
Anise seed,
Yeah,
yeah.
beautiful. So when they came out of the oven, we brushed those with butter and dredged them in sugar. You all saw that. So this is what we've been doing today on our Mother's Day Saturday. Hope you all have had a great weekend, and we'll see you guys really soon. Thanks for joining us today.
Make sure to
Jake.
tell your moms you love them. Don't forget.
Absolutely. They won't see this for a couple weeks though.
All right, well,
Tell them you love them anyway.
tell them, yeah, just anytime. Just make
Call
it
them
nice.
back. Tell
Yeah.
them again.
Tell them you need money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money.
Oh, do you need money?
No, I'm good right now.
Okay, good.
I need to talk to you.
Woo!